Hey everybody, welcome to Mid America Dirt. I am pleased to be joined by Colby Moore. Man, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, Skip. Super excited to be here on your show.
Hey man, I've been wanting to find out about you for quite a while now. Let's start with your football career. You must have been a pretty good athlete in high school.
I mean, I would say I was a great athlete. Now, when I was getting recruited, getting playing, I mean, I was a two-star, so I was better than a no-star. But yeah, growing up, football was my passion. Something my dad's always told me growing up was you got to own it. And when I was in seventh grade, he said, if you want to go play at the next level, you got to own it. And I took it by heart. It's kind of why you don't know about me. I didn't grow up racing. I grew up playing football. So kind of why we did racing is my dad grew up doing the small track racing. We did IMCA modifieds. I was always pit crew. I always wanted to race, but my dad said, you can do that later in life. For now, go focus on football. So I focused on football, landed me a spot at Kansas State. Four year letterman. I was a captain my senior year of special teams. So we had a great time. I mean, college was fantastic. I can't thank Coach Snyder enough for everything and the lessons he's taught us.
So you got to play for Snyder.
So my last year was Coach Snyder's last season. We're still close
Wow.
today. Now I will say I haven't told him because this is a big deal. A lot of people don't know this. Besides, if you played at Kansas State, Coach Snyder does not do the color red, like period. So when I was playing football there, one is no hats. I couldn't wear a hat in the complex. No ear
Okay.
screws. I don't have my ears pierced, but called them ear screws. And most importantly is we do not wear the color red. And so if you had a guy walk in with a red shirt on, he'd kick you out of the complex. Like I'm not
Wow.
joking. He was
Do you know
that.
why that is? Is that because of like Oklahoma or what?
Well, it's kind of, he had to spin it to Oklahoma. It was Nebraska.
Oh,
Go
okay.
Big Red. And so he
Okay.
absolutely hated Nebraska. And so we couldn't wear red in the complex, stuff like that. But now I'm older. I that was 7 years ago.
Uh,
And now I can see Coach Snyder did little stuff like that because he was teaching us lessons. That's what I really am so thankful for Coach Snyder, and it kind of sucks now with NIL, and that's a whole other conversation. But
yeah, it is.
now it's about winning football games. Coach Snyder was one of the last great coaches that wanted to win football games, but most importantly, develop you as a man, graduate, and have a job lined up when you leave here. And not many coaches I can say. I mean, there's a lot of great coaches. I mean, I know Nick Saban was a great example of that. Dabo Swinney still coaching is very similar platform. So it's still good to see, but I can't thank Coach Snyder enough and all the other coaching staff I had. I mean, I had great position coaches, Coach Hayes, Coach Norwood. Special teams coach was Coach Sean Snyder, which was Coach Snyder's son. But it was a great opportunity. I loved every minute of it. The only thing I will say, because it's on your back there, see, Chase Young Hands is in Manhattan, Kansas. I spent 5 years in Manhattan, Kansas, Texas boy. And I always said, because I knew racing, I said, if I see that toter go down through Manhattan, I'm following him to the shop because I didn't know where his shop was. And then
Yeah.
now, after I got out of school, I'm like, you know how easy it was? I could have found him, but I just never did because I was going to tell him, hey, I'll come cut tires or turn some
Yeah.
wrenches on your car because I'm not, when I have time, because Coach Snyder would work us to death. I mean, that was our program. So I didn't have much time, but it just goes back to I love being around dirt track racing.
Yeah, and I mean that Coach Snyder too, man. That guy's an absolute legend. I mean, he really is.
Absolutely.
Kansas State is always a heavy hitter in college football. So I mean that must have been pretty cool, man. It really must have been. Yeah, Young Hands. I've been a fan of his too for a while. I mean, I haven't got to meet him yet or talk to him, but
Super great guy.
he always seems like he. I mean, Speed Weeks it didn't seem like he did very good this year, but it seems like he shows up somewhere. It's kind of almost like Josh Rice. Like he shows up somewhere and he's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Now, and
And
I'll say this about Chase. Chase to me is the best driver in the country. And before everybody freaks out, here's why I say that. You have Tyler back there, Jonathan Davenport. Don't get me wrong. JD's the best driver in the country at Eldora, bar none. But they run 80 nights a year. Chase Younghands run maybe 20. And he's able to be
Yes.
competitive because that's what
Yes.
I run into. I'm in the same boat. I work for a living. I had to miss the Sooner series this last week because we had to work on Saturday. I own a concrete company, Centerlink Construction, and it's going great. I love what I do, but work's my priority, and it's kind of cool to see Chase. They do the same thing. Work's priority, and they race when they can. But I will say Chase is always competitive, and I'm like, it's so cool to see someone that doesn't run that much, and they're super
Right.
competitive.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, he doesn't run that massive schedule like that, and he does. He shows up usually and does really good. So that's why I like him. I mean, I think he's pretty good too. But when did when did you get your start in racing? So after college?
So I finished college football in 2018, and I came home. And kind of backstory. So my dad got out of racing when I got into high school because football was very, very busy. And so we sold everything off, and I came home for spring break and told me he bought a new lawnmower and had a new modified sitting there. So I was all excited. I got to tinker on the car for spring break, and he was going to start racing again. And he did that, and we ended up he ended up buying another IMC modified and stripped one just to the bare frame. It was an older frame, just sitting there. And I told him one day, I said, "Why don't you give me the frame and I'll pay for everything else, and I'll be able to start racing." Luckily enough, my dad let me do that. So I got to start IMCA racing in 2018. And we did that 2018, 19. And in 19, I'll say it, we got stupid and got a late model. And I was hesitant to get in it because I knew once I got in it, I'd be like, I don't want to drive modified anymore. It looked so fun.
Yeah.
So I did it finally, and I was like, okay, this is a blast. My dad's like, well, I'm not going to race a late model anymore. And then the next year, we decided to be stupid again and go from a crate to a super. And so, and then we started chasing the next rabbit hole of the super. But it's what's kind of unique about me is I can tell you on my phone real quick because we keep track of our motor laps. So then you have to get it refreshing. So what's kind
Right.
of different about me versus a lot of guys is they grew up racing their whole life and got out there and did it. Now for me in a super late model, I have in the last 2 years, this year and last year, I only have 600 laps in a super late model. That's absolutely nothing. You think about the
Yeah.
Hell Tour that's going on right now, they're running anywhere between 40 to 100 laps each night. So you do that
Yeah.
all week. And so, and it has showed when I go races like places like Votto. We went out to Votto 2 years ago, and I was able to
Hmm.
be competitive because I got to race the same track multiple nights in a row. That's what's so impressive with those big guys is what the outside world doesn't understand. It's not the same racetrack every night. It's a completely new place. You got to show up. You get 2 laps to see if you know how to get around the place, and then now we got to go qualify. So,
Yeah.
and
And
those
so
guys,
people that don't know about racing, I mean, it can change that night. I mean, for people that don't know anything about dirt track, that track can change from a lot from qualifying time to feature time, right?
and even like example like Votto, for instance, one night the track's this way, next night it's completely different racing surface in the feature, and and it's nothing against the track prep or anything like that. I mean, we got Mother Nature, we got maybe it
Mm.
rained a little bit, now we're just trying to get a race in. So there's a lot of different scenarios in that, but yeah, my racing background hasn't been much. We used to run a lot more when we were doing IMC. I was able to do a lot more like weekly, just run a Friday and Saturday around here in DFW area. But what I really enjoy now is being able to go travel somewhere, be there for 1 or 2 days, or go to one track, next night go to the second track. And really the reason part of it is so fun to hang out with those guys on their back wall. They genuinely
Yeah.
are great people. If you go up and introduce yourself, they'll give you the time of day. And I try to do that with everybody. And just like you come around our pitch, you got kids, sure, hop in my car. Y'all can put your kids in there and take photos. I'm all about it because I want this younger generation to start loving this sport because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
so much more
absolutely.
than just racing. I'm able to have a concrete company because I did racing. It made me learn how to problem solve, and I know how to work on machinery because I turned wrenches on a race car. You know how to do electrical that's on a race car. So there's so many things that it actually teaches you life if you want to do careers outside of racing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the younger generation definitely needs to be involved in it. And like I was talking to Glenn Powell last night. You talk about somebody that's raced. That guy has raced some races. I think he said 32 races this year. I don't know how he's done it, being from this area and it rains so much. But I was talking to him last night. I mean, don't go spend that 20, 30, $40 at a movie. Take that money and go spend it at a dirt track with people putting on a show that appreciate you being there. You know what I mean? You guys work hard, you put on a good show for people, and it's money money much better spent.
I agree.
I mean, in my opinion. Now, you're in Springtown, Texas,
Yes, sir.
so it's a haul for you to go to
Anywhere.
any late model race.
Yeah, so like 2 years ago, we went out to Vado, which was Las Cruces, New Mexico. That was 9.5 hours, 10 hours. And then this year I did go out to Talladega. Now that was a haul. 12 hours was
Yeah, I watched it out. I watched you on Dirt Vision down there.
that was all there. Now I did not do good. I was a little in over my head because I was really trying to go around the track on Friday. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, that was the first time I pulled on a racetrack and I was like, "Oh, this ain't me." That banking was unbelievable. I was
Yeah, it looked
like,
pretty steep.
I haven't been around here enough to just go bullseye in like they are.
It looked really steep and pretty
Oh,
slimy. I mean, to me, I don't know if
and
that's
and
the way
those
it was,
guys.
but
And honestly, it's kind of funny. Is like I qualified bound, I looped it. It happens. People don't realize it is so hard to be as fast as that. But make it look like you're driving a Cadillac. It's hard. And when they showed me the lineup, I was starting behind Dennis Herb Jr. and Dalton Swanson, and I'm like, oh, I'm not passing anybody. Like, I'm just gonna ride this heat race. I mean, I that was the most stacked heat race I've ever saw in my life, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, what do you want me to
oh
do?
yeah. Welcome to the fire, yeah. Golly. So, what's closest for you? Like Lawton? Is Lawton like
Yeah,
maybe your
Long's only about
closest?
an hour and a half. Boot Hill's about 3.5, and like our
Rocket's
local
probably
tracks, Rocket's about 2. So there's Rocket. There's more like your IMSA levels. Supers don't run there. There's like Kennedale's around here, and that's a really nice facility actually. Kennedale's a nice place. Boyd Raceway, Ardmore, which by the way, Ardmore is a great racing service. I've always
really.
said I'd love to see super late models around Ardmore. It's super
What are they doing?
wide.
Sprint cars down there?
They usually once a year they'll have like the sprint cars come through, but they'll do just like a weekly show. But it's
Okay.
a fun racetrack. It's so wide you really need two different gears. If you're gonna go rip the lip, you want to put lower gear in. You're gonna go run the bottom, you need taller gear. But I've always said I think it'd be so cool to see the big guys go around that place. I think they'd get after it. It'd be like slide job, slide job, slide job because how wide it is. I think it'd be a hell of a show.
Yeah, I'd like to go down there and check that out. I mean, I didn't even know about that one. I knew Lawton and there's some more out west over there.
Now, the one I'm excited about for this year is by you is the Arrowhead. Now, I haven't been up there yet, and I've heard that is great facility and great racing. So, World of Outlaws come through Arrowhead, and hopefully, I'm not working our plans to go up there and kind of do that little swing when they come through the Midwest. But that
Yeah.
place looks like it's a blast.
Yeah, because what have you got? You've got Humboldt, 81,
Hmm.
and Arrowhead right
Yeah,
there. I don't know. I don't know if they're together though. I
it's
think the
yeah. I don't know if
Kansas
it's like
ones are together.
well, I think you're right. I think they do those two, and then we come down to Arrowhead, and then it's like the next weekend you go to Boot Hill, or maybe it's Boot Hill or something
Yeah.
like that. But
I hope it works out at Arrowhead because I was super pumped about that Comcams race
oh, I
that was coming.
know.
And, and I mean I heard Seavey was going to drive for Chris Bragg, one of his cars too. So I mean there was going to be a bunch of people there. It was going to be an awesome race, and I mean that, and then over at Tulsa, the win got them.
Oh, I know. Chris and us are good friends, and he
Well, he's
told
from
us he was,
Springtown too, right?
yeah, he lives about 2 minutes down the road from us. But
Yeah, I
he
met
told
him.
us he said it was absolutely awful driving home.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Listen, I'm an hour from Tulsa. I walked out my back door facing west that morning and almost got knocked over. The wind was so
Oh my
bad.
gosh.
It was that bad. It really was. And I know, man, I hated that happened because that was two close, really good races right there that
Mhm.
got canceled for people up here in this area. Okay, I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. I've tried to find out, and people, haven't been able to find out. What do you have a connection with G.R. Smith?
Yeah, so 2 years ago at Votto, we met Scotty Parker. And Scotty Parker is my Dirt King apparel, which by the way, go online, shop Team 22. Make
I'll
sure to
link
get
it.
some Make sure to get some t-shirts. Now, there's none of my stuff on there, not yet. We're still in the works. I have a job for a living, so it's not priority for me. But go on there if you want to rep my number two. You can buy a GR shirt, and then of course, and we were talking about running. Powell was ran 32 shows. How about Drake Troutman? Have you
Yeah,
seen what he's ran this
that
year
kid,
and won?
that kid is
Unbelievable.
something else. He's something else. That there's no telling how good that kid's
19,
going to be.
19.
Yeah, and
Unbelievable.
he's. I mean, he's he don't get very excited. It doesn't seem like,
No,
but
no,
he
no. He's calm and collected all the time. But
all the
honestly,
time.
around the pits, he's such a good goofball. Like he jokes around and has jokes. Like he just doesn't show it on camera. I'll work on him. But Drake's a great wheelman. I mean, that just shows like this sport. You start young and really own it. He's got such a cool story about going out and really chasing his dream. I'm really
Yep.
excited with him with G. I think they're a really good partnership. And so from doing that, we met Scotty, and Scotty always wanted to get us around G, and we hit it off with G. So it's more of a just beneficial thing for both of us. They kind of help me out. I help them out, throw some extra sponsors on, and help them whatever they need me to do. But more importantly, it's just G is he's a great guy, and he's will respond. I mean, heck, at Talladega, I know it didn't show it, but they pulled me in the trailer, took all my shocks off, checked everything. Like, they didn't have to take time for somebody that I'm probably not going to make the show. There's 50 cars here, and y'all got two other race cars here trying to get in because Chris Madden was there as well. You know, and it just shows like they genuinely care about everybody. Like they want to help people, and really, I mean, I can't thank them enough. Like they're always there for me when I need them, and they're just a good group of guys.
Okay. Yeah. So are you on that team? I mean, or are you just friends with
It's just kind of it's a partnership. There's
them? I
not a
gotcha.
whole lot. So
Okay.
we are a part I'm a part of the group. We get to do everything, but I'm not on the national tour doing that realm.
Okay.
I got to make my own money. So that's what I do.
I gotcha. I gotcha. I mean, man, I think every guy I talked to on here so far, they have to go out and work for a living.
Hmm.
So,
And so
I
it's
mean,
fun because G wanted us to kind of be he wanted us to be a part of the group with them, and so it's just worked out great. Is we can show support with them, but also they get to help me when I have questions, or heck, I've called Drake and I've been laying under a race car, like, what's the measurement of this? And sad thing is, he knows it off the back of his hand. He's telling me exactly to measure it here, do this, do that. I'm like, geez, but they do it every day.
yeah, yeah, well, it's good to have people like that, man. I know how hard of work you guys put into this, and I know a lot of the guys I've talked to said, you race each other competitively, even guys that race a series with each other. They'll still help each other out, if they need something. Now, I don't know if that happens a lot on the national level, but
Honestly,
like
it
the Rev
does. I mean,
guys.
look at I've seen Tyler Erb underneath Brandon Overton's car trying to get him put back together to make it out for the race. I mean, they'll do
Yeah,
it, and that's what's really cool. And
yeah,
y'all don't get to see it as much probably because we're more, we're in the pits hanging out with guys. But you'd be shocked how many guys are actually talking to each other and bouncing ideas and doing this. And then my favorite thing that happens in the pits is the tire guy runs around and then they go, okay, well, Brandon Overton's got a four on, Ricky Thornton Jr.'s got a three on the right rear, and then it's a gamble on everybody's tire, and everybody's talking about it without supposedly knowing, and then all of a sudden
yeah,
someone pulls a three out and bolts it on last minute, and everybody's freaking out. It's that's always fun to watch.
yeah, yeah. I've heard about that. the tire spying game.
It's pretty funny. It's
So what's your well, I mean, what's the plan for the future? I mean, are you just going to pick and choose the rest of the year? Have you got plans like to run a series at some point or
So this year we weren't really. I was gonna pick and choose, and then the Sooner series I was sitting like third in points, and then at Eden 2 weeks ago I broke and I tanked my point average, and then I ended up missing Muskogee. So I'm kind of back on the we'll just pick and choose races. It really revolves around my work schedule. If we, the good thing is what I do for a living is concrete. So if it rains and it's not raining somewhere else, I'll go race.
I gotcha. Yeah,
That's how it
I
works.
was hoping to see you at Muskogee this weekend, man. I was hoping to see you there.
I really
That's
was hoping to make it. I wanted to support the Ross family on that so much. They are great people. They
they are,
genuinely
and it
are.
was awesome to see Eli win that.
And
I mean,
Eli
that's
drove his butt off.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he
The
did. I
amount of
mean,
pressure that young kid had, knowing it's
yeah,
his brother's race and wants to win it for his brother, and
yeah.
it's really cool to see him actually
Well, that and he
knock
had the
it out.
goat breathing down his neck for a lot, for a
I
long time in
know.
that race. And man, that he Moyer had it dialed in. Uh, Something happened. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I mean, I didn't get to see what happened, but they got into it. Somebody got into it a little bit, and I guess his tire must have went down or he lost it or something. I didn't get to see that, but yeah, he had Moyer breathing down his neck most of that race. Somebody else from Texas and one of the other. No, I don't know a lot of. I know you, Herb, and then there was a guy, Morgan Bagley,
Yep.
and I had never heard of him. I guess he's a
Morgan.
comp cams driver.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys were
Mor-
saying, hey, they're like, this guy can run.
no, Morgan's a heck of a whale man. He really is.
Yeah, he came up there and did pretty good, man. He stayed around that bottom most of the time and stayed pretty close. But he couldn't get a run on it, I guess, off the bottom. I don't know. But uh so you don't have any merch right now?
No merch right now. It's in
Okay.
the works, and it will get thrown on My Dirt King apparel. But for sure, go
Okay.
support Drake and that team. I mean, we're all part of it with them, and I mean, it's how they get up and down the road, guys. Is buying T-shirts and selling their
Absolutely.
merch, and I mean, heck, and the nice thing about G.R. Smith's race team is they like Scotty's there with the merch trailer every race. You're at any race and it's World of Outlaws or when Drake's picking and choosing races, get out there and buy a shirt from the guys. And heck, half the time you might get lucky and they'll do an autograph session. You can get Drake's autograph.
Yeah. Yeah. I will link that in the description so people can find that. And when you get a T-shirt, let me know
I'll
because
send you one. Don't worry. I'll send you one
it's
up
gonna
there.
be it'll be right here on the show so everybody can see it. Now, today I'm repping Warner High School Racing Team here in Warner,
Nice,
Oklahoma.
nice.
So I like those guys, man. That's super cool to have a high school racing team. I wish I would have had one.
Yeah, I've seen this kind of getting a little bit more popular, starting to do it, and I think it's so good. Get kids to learn
Yeah,
how to work on cars, and it really helps
absolutely.
kids at a young age decide, like, maybe I want to do automotive.
Yeah.
That's my
I
career path.
interviewed the I interviewed the superintendent that started that, and he said there are 200 people in that high school in Warner, and 49 kids had signed up for that race team out of
Oh,
200.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So that is pretty
So,
cool. But yeah,
do they flip a coin to see who gets to drive, or
no,
how do
no.
they?
Superintendent. He started it. He was a driver for a long time. So he drives their Camaro. They've got a Camaro factory stock, both factory stocks. And then they found a teacher, Luke Leatherman, who had been a driver, and he's a teacher also. So they got him driving the Monte Carlo.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's kind of hard for schools to find somebody who can teach and have experience driving. I mean,
Yeah, there's not many.
that's probably not a dime a dozen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, let me ask you this question, Colby. How awesome is it to drive a race car?
You know, I always told people getting in a race car is one of the coolest things. One, you get to go fast when you get the adrenaline rush. But honestly, the best part about a race car is when you get in it, the world shuts off, the problems of the world shut off. And really, your problem in your head is this thing going to turn when I get down into one? I sure hope it does. So, and that's the fun
Uh,
about race cars is it's even, and I love all the phases of it. Like some people just want to drive, and some people want to just work on the car. I love getting to come home and work on the race car. Well, at times, sometimes you do not want to be working on it. Like it's torn up, and you got to fix everything. And then there's times you race, you don't tear anything up. So now it's just we're gonna nut and bolt the car, wash it. Now washing does suck. This period, I don't care what anybody says. It's not fun.
but you have to do it all the time, don't you?
Oh yes.
Every Sunday or Monday, you got to get that thing out
Yeah, and
and
then
wash it.
sometimes, like being honest, right now, my car's still loaded up in the trailer because there was potential we just go up to Muskogee and wipe it down when we got up there and call it good. Um, but it's being in a race car is so much fun, and honestly, my favorite memories of racing, like I'll give you an example. I've ran two like good races when the big guys were around, and going like 3 laps with Garrett Smith next to me at Batesville, and going, man, I'm actually running with them, and then I make one little mistake and he doesn't blows by you, and you're like, yep, that's the difference. So that's where I enjoy racing. I know some guys just want to win. Mine, I love getting to compete with somebody that going, they really do this for a living, and I do this basically part time, and I'm able to show I'm competitive with them.
Yeah,
So it shows that like our hard work and putting a car together and my little bit of driving, I'm able to hold my own ground, and it makes you feel good. But then at the same time, back of your head, you're going, if I would have had as many laps as those guys do, how good would I be?
right.
So it makes you think about that. But no,
Yeah,
there's honestly no cooler feeling than driving a race car. I mean, you can't, it doesn't talk to you. It doesn't say you're an idiot. It wants you to go out there and, but I'll be honest, a late model and a lot of people, you got to drive the absolute, I'm sorry for my French, piss out of them. Like you have to, like you go in the first time and you got to drive even harder next time. The harder you drive them, the better they are. And that's
that's
what
what I've
type of
heard.
racing it is.
Yeah,
And
that's what I've
sometimes it
heard.
costs me because I will be hesitant, oh, I don't want to do anything. Well, then it costs me. Makes you get
Well,
loose, you upset the car. It can do a lot of things.
I mean, like Warrior told me the other day, I mean, he's been doing it, and as long as he's been doing it, and still they're so technical, you might make one little error and go from a first place car to a 15th place car from one little
It's
mistake.
funny. It's funny you say that. Me and Morgan Bagley talked about. He goes, "I won a race and didn't change anything. We raced the same track the next night, and I didn't even make the show. Like I was second off the pace. We pulled in. I was like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like car was excellent last night. Tonight it's not. I don't know what to do. And that's
Yeah,
the game we play. And
yeah.
that's how these cars are set up. It's all give and take. And but then there's examples like JD out Eldora. It's
Doesn't really
unbelievable.
matter, does it?
I
I mean,
know,
it's.
especially after this year's domination is impressive.
Did you get to go to that? Did you get to watch it?
I watched it. I've never been to Eldora. It's kind of a bucket list item. I don't know if I'm actually like I would make a lap around there. I wouldn't. I don't know how I feel about actually going up to the cushion there and just ripping the lip like they do. And I think it'd be fun, but I think I'd have more fun just watching that show. I'm not a
Yeah,
huge fan. Driving wise, I'm not a crazy fan about big half miles. I like a 3/8 size track. That's kind of my preference.
yeah.
Um, but that's from
I
growing
mean,
up down here in the South. I mean, we don't have
right.
big tracks like they do up north.
Well,
But
only one I know of is Thunderbird, and that thing
yeah, that's
is
really
massive. It's bigger than Eldora. I've heard that it's bigger than Knoxville. They say it's one of the biggest ones around. The straightaways, I think, are longer than all the other ones.
trust me, it feels like you're going down there forever.
You've been
Because
there? You've raced on it?
we went there this year. I got fifth or something. It was earlier this year, but yeah, that's a big track.
Yeah, my promo videos I've made for some of the guys that've been on the show, like they come around turn two, and then it just got quiet. You couldn't hear anything, and then I mean, after a long time, it seemed
And then
like
they
forever
finally
they'd come back around. I mean, it just got quiet. I was like, golly, man, that thing is huge,
Yeah, it's a
huge.
big track. Nothing like West Virginia though. That track's huge.
Where's it at?
West Virginia,
Which one?
the It's West
Is it
Virginia Speedway. I think West Virginia.
okay?
West Virginia. Oh my God, that thing is. It makes Eldora look like a quarter-mile track. It's huge.
Really? I'm
It's
gonna have to check that out.
ginormous.
Huh? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I'll have to check that out. Uh, Something else I was going to ask you, and I can't. I've lost it now. But I guess we'll have to save that for part two. Hopefully you'll come on part two
No,
with
I
me
come
one of
back
these
on.
days.
We talk about anything, man. I just, I,
But all this, we were talking about all this. This is all going to come down, and I'm going to put it somewhere else. And I think what I'm going to do is either I'm going to get some sheet metal. I think some guys said they have some sheet metal for me that I've talked to on the show. Get some sheet metal up there, or something, or put pictures of those guys' cars up there, because that means more to me than this stuff back here. I mean, I'm a fan of all these guys back here, but these guys racing over here in this part of the world, man, they're hard working. I mean, they work their butts off. They work on those cars. They ain't got big teams, so um, that means more to me. So next time you see me, that'll probably all be gone, and hopefully I can get some two stuff up here at some point.
yeah.
Those are good colors. Now I'm a Razorback fan. I'm born and raised
I
in
know,
Arkansas.
and I'm not.
I know Kansas State and Arkansas, man. They've had some battles
I played
in football.
Arkansas, and I played Arkansas in football in 2015 at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, and it
Is
was a
that
home.
That was Bielema years, wasn't it?
And that
Brett
was,
Bielema years. I think
yeah.
so.
And
It's either Bielema or Morris, one of the
it
two.
was it was the first one. And the funny thing is, he has ties with Coach Schneider. He was a GA at K State when he started. And out of respect for Coach Schneider, go back to our red story. In our press conference, he told everybody that Arkansas was technically the home team, but they chose to be away, so he didn't have to wear red jersey with Coach Schneider. He said, "Sorry, Coach, we're wearing red helmets. We don't have any other option for this scenario."
Oh man, yeah. I mean, Arkansas, Kansas State, they for some reason they meet up in bowl games every once in a while. I guess just because of their regional closeness. It's always bugged me why you don't have Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri. Why they're not all like a new kind of Big Eight was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would
Because they're so close.
it really sucked when OU Texas left for the SEC, and it's not the old
Yeah,
football day. The old football days thing about the old Big Eight, you could go to every game. You just ran up
yeah.
and
You can
down
drive there.
35. You would drive to every game, and everybody did. And now, really, you think about sports, it's not. It's a home
Mm-mm.
team, and the family and friends are the ones there watching someone play.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I think there's West Coast teams playing East Coast teams, right? In
yeah,
conference.
like the Big 12 now, because you got, like, even for the Big 12, you go from Manhattan, Kansas to Morgantown, West Virginia, all the way out to
Golly.
Florida for
UCF, is it UCF?
UCF. I mean, it's
That's
crazy
crazy,
now.
man. That is
It's
crazy.
very wild.
But anyways, well, listen, I'm gonna let you get off here. I know there's the summer nationals are going on, so you probably want to watch that. And I'm not going to be able to because I got a bunch of video to edit. I may put it on a little TV here and watch it. But anyways, Colby, man, thanks for coming on here. I really, really appreciate it, man. Good talking to you.
No, anytime. And I'll throw it out there. Some of these big guys, you want me to talk them into letting you go on, I can do that for you.
Hey, man, that'd be sweet. That'd be
I
sweet. It
know.
would help out. It would really help out some of the other guys on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I got and that's what's cool about this whole racing thing. Like, I'm in a group chat with Ricky Thornton Jr. I'm can
I
text
sent
Brandon
him a message.
Shepard.
I talked to his wife and at Eldora and said, "Hey, you think Ricky would want to come on?" She goes, "He don't do that
He
ever."
probably won't. He won't do
I said,
anything like
"Okay."
that. But it's funny is like
She's super nice, but
he's a
it's like she
funny
shut that
cat.
down.
And tell Drake he needs to get his butt on here and see what he'll do. The problem is he's racing every night. I mean,
Yeah, he
it
does.
literally
He
he
races a
is.
lot. He races a
But
lot. Well,
but
but
let me
hey,
see if
I'll
I can
link
get
that.
some of those guys and help you out.
Man, I appreciate that, and I will link that stuff. I'm going to link your social media on there, so everybody give Colby a follow and go see Dirt King. Check out Dirt King.
Yep,
and
under
get
King
yourself some
Apparel.
t-shirts and some merch. All right, Colby, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome, Skip. Have a good one. See you, brother.